Hello everyone and welcome back to the Afro Food Diary. My name is Geraldine. In today's video, as you can see on your screen, we are making plantain chips, aka Pekere. So guys, two events motivated me to make this for us, and if you want to know those beautiful events, stay tuned through this video as I will be gisting you. Meanwhile, plantain chips, as the name implies, is made from plantains, either the green or the ripe one, depending on the mood. But into this video, we'll be making it with unripe plantain, and the story behind that will be coming much later, okay? Plantains, like we know, are just superfoods. They make you feel full after eating them, no matter how it is prepared. Yeah, and that is the kind of snack you want to be preparing for yourself if you're on a weight loss journey. So here we have two unripe plantains, like I told us. Yeah, the first story behind this recipe is that on Instagram, I can't really remember the person's page, but she wrote something very funny, and she was like, plantains that refuse to ripen because they don't want to be fried will be used in making pekere. Oh my god, it was really hilarious. I laughed and laughed. I could remember laughing for a while, but thinking about it, that has happened to me for over and over. Like, I could keep plantains to ripen, and the thing just refuses to ripen after some days, especially here that it's hard for me to find already ripe plantains in the shops. So that was one of the things that is motivating me to make this now. This particular plantain has refused to ripen. Yeah, even though it's not very hard again, but yet it's not ripe enough to be called ripe plantains. So I'm using it to make this a recipe for us, okay? So that plantain that refused to ripen because it doesn't want to be fried we become Pekere today. Yeah guys, so what I did was wash it thoroughly. You want to really wash this very well before you cut it open. Yeah, if you scroll back on this video, you will see how to cut it open effectively. But what you see here is the result of allowing the knife to go too deep into the plantain, okay, which is not a problem. But if you want it really smooth, you want to be careful when you're cutting it open not to slice into the actual plantain skin, okay? So, and you want to cut it into this very flat strips. It could be short, it could be long, okay? But I'm making a mix of very long ones, medium long ones, and the short ones, okay? Yeah, so this is exactly how thick you want it to be. This particular one is too thick from what the knife measurement said. Yeah, so when I cut it into another half, now you see how thin you want it to be, okay? So this is exactly what you want to have, and you can see it's not so much, okay? Yeah. So, and as I'm cutting them, I'm putting them inside water. I don't want them to discolor. So this particular one is also too thick. I'm going to cut into it once again, like make out one more slice out of it so that it will come out slim as well, like the other ones. So once that is done, I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt into this, okay? If you want to know how much salt you need to add to this, well, just taste the water when you are done shaking it like I'm doing right now. Yeah, but the amount of salt I added is just about half a teaspoon, or a little bit over half of a teaspoon. So, and you can see that I tasted mine. Do same, okay? Yeah, so you taste it and see. Not too salty, it shouldn't be too salty. Anyway, it depends on your taste as well. The essence of that salt is to add some taste to it. You don't really need to do much to this. So I let that sit for at least 10 minutes before I drained it, and I'm placing them on this paper towel, like on a plate lined with paper towel, just so as to drain off the excess water before frying. Okay, and you want to start frying immediately so you don't leave it out for long. Another thing I want to tell us is that if you have kids around and you can't afford to fry this with using the inner burners, please keep the handle of that fry pan inside so that your kids don't go to touch it or tipple it over. Please, that's very, very important. And of course, for the frying oil, you want to make sure that it's a medium heat, not too high and not too low. I checked with the skewer and it was bubbling on the sides, and you can see I threw in just one bit of the plantain at once and I checked it. So you're going to fry it this like you fry your normal plantains, but you want to make sure that it dries, like it comes out like Pekere, comes out like chips. Okay, you don't want to fry it soft, you want it to come out crunchy. So you just throw in the plantain strips and flip over once the other side is done frying. Okay, and you can do this up to 2 times until you are satisfied with the crunchiness. Okay, like I have here. So once it's ready, you set it out on a paper towel to drain off the excess oil and allow it to cool down completely. I'll go on and fry the next batches, and we'll come back to the second style of making this in 2020. Okay, so the next story behind these chips is that in one of Aunt Flo's recipes, yeah, she made some special kind of jollof rice with shrimps, and I saw her, she didn't take off the tail of the shrimps, and I was like, wow, I love to do that sometimes too. So she went, people that love Pekere will love that too. And that cracked me up as well. So, and I, after I laughed about that, I was like, wow, it's been a while I fried Pekere. Let me just make this and share with you guys. So that's why we're here. Please hit the like button for this video before we continue. Don't tell me you forgot to. Okay, back to the second way of making this, which is actually how you want to be making your plantain chips in 2020. Okay, you want to spice it up a little bit just to make it a little bit more tasty. Yeah, so we're using a turmeric to do that. You guys know I love turmeric, so I just sprinkled the powder on the plantains, like the remaining part of the plantains I sliced up. Yeah, I'm just rubbing it on the surface and throwing them into the oil. Okay, you can choose to leave this to sit for a while before frying, and when you throw them in, please do not stir immediately so that the spices can sit on. Okay, and then I have in there a slice of chili and a big chunk of onions just for that flavor, and you want to fry that like you did the traditional one until it comes out crunchy. Don't you like what you're seeing? And as for the oil you use in frying this, oh my god, that will make a very fragrant oil to fry your egg sauce, like your tomato sauce for fried yam or anything you want to make sauce for. Okay, so that's it for our today's recipe. Thank you so much for hanging on with me as always. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Let's get this channel moving forward. You guys can see I'm almost close to 1K. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing my video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.